Oh, come on. You guys must have been wondering where the heck I've been for the last number of months. Alright, well, here it is. I've been very, very, very sick. It all started on December, I think it was 26th or something. I'm not going to open up the file. I have the file here. I'm not going to show the video, like, played or anything. But, alright, so, basically what happened was I was sitting at my desk playing a game. Don't know what it was. I've forgotten. But, I looked out my window and I happened to notice it was foggy. It's December. It's just after Christmas, and it's 12:30 at night, and it's foggy, and it's like -5, which I thought was very, very unusual. It's never happened before. So I went over to a balcony. I opened the door. I took a minute-long video. And that was the biggest mistake of my life. My life changed a little bit for the last couple of months. I was going to make a video. I know a call for an uprising on his site made a video, but I haven't watched it. I've been really sick. Very lethargic, very tired. And no, I didn't take anything. I'll basically tell you what happened. So I opened the door. I threw out my phone. Decided to record it, how unusual it was to have fog in that type of temperature and at nighttime. I didn't know how bad it was going to get because I didn't know that they were doing this in the middle of the darn night. So anyway, I inhaled some of this stuff. I went to bed thinking nothing of it. I woke up the next night in a cold sweat, and I was coughing like a lunatic. And every time I would cough and this whatever it was would come out, it felt like plastic and cotton mouth. And then on top of that, it was persistent. It was 15. I was coughing 15, 20 times a night. And at one point, I was coughing so hard that I was throwing up. I couldn't stop coughing. I didn't know what to do. Didn't think any, I thought, maybe I'm sick. But how can I be sick from what? And then I put two and two together, the fog. So I looked online, there was nothing. A lot of people were talking about it. It was all over the place. And I ended up, after a month of this thing that I was going through, I was waking up almost every night in cold sweats. Every night coughing, and to boot, all the mucus that was coming out of my lungs was white. It wasn't yellow or green. It was white. It was thick and white and tasted kind of like microplastic, if I can explain it that way, like someone had kicked sand in my mouth. It wasn't like, how sand would be in your teeth when you're grinding it. There was none of that. It's just what it felt like. So I went to my doctor, and he described it as a bacteria, and he had no idea where it came from. I had a bacterial infection, or I forgot what he had said. Something to the fact that it's not contagious, which I already knew. I'm still tired, man, but it's not long anything. It's whatever they put. It is whatever they put in the air. So I've been sick since late December, a little after Christmas. So we're looking at January, February, March, almost 4 months with no uploads because I've been so incredibly sick. There was at one point where I couldn't even take my son to school because I couldn't breathe in the cold air. I was coughing so hard I was heaving, like not throwing up, but I couldn't breathe, and it was uncontrollable. So I ended up having to buy a thing called Halls. It's a lozenge just to coat my throat so I could actually go out and do stuff. You know what I mean? So I was popping those things like candy because I didn't feel like going back to my doctor because all he gave me was antibiotics and some sort of like numbing syrup for my throat so I could actually like stop coughing and I could eat and drink a tea or whatever it was. It's been really bad. I'm still going through some of the issues. I believe also that whatever was in that fog caused me to get RSV. I don't know what they did with it, and I know it sounds crazy. You can look it up. That's what I believe because of the way I felt. It took months to... I'm not quite over it, but I'm way better than I was. I'm not sweating anymore. My coughing is bad. And there are times where I can hear like a weird, a weird noise when I cough too hard that wasn't there before. It really messed me up. I wasn't expecting it, to be honest. But yeah, that's where I have been for the last couple of months. Been very sick. Yeah, so that's about it for that. I'm still really tired from it. I'm like, I don't know if it's because you get older, it gets harder to deal with, but it was like, it was too much. Anyway, comment, like, subscribe, or don't, whatever. I know it's been a couple of months, and it likely won't get many views. Peace.